London UltraCab this week we have our very first FemC in the cab being interviewed, and that's MC SHAY.
What?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you
I'm
good?
very honoured to be your first FemC.
Oh no, listen, it's an honour to have you in the back of the London UltraCab.
Well, it's really comfy, like...
It's nice, isn't it?
I don't think I've spent longer than like 10 minutes in a black taxi. So.
Yeah, no, you go in style, do you know what I mean? You ride in style in this thing.
Sick.
And this is also a special show because, as I say, you're the first female MC we've had in the cab, and hopefully at the end you're going to be doing like a live track.
Yeah.
As if you're up for it. You up for that?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So we'll be getting the stabilisers ready, and we're going to get the cab rocking.
Sick.
But right, first two questions I like to ask is where are you actually from, and what was it like growing up as a kid?
So I'm from North London.
North side.
What?
Whereabouts in North?
Well, I'm actually originally from Hornsey, so I grew up on Crouch End Hill.
Yeah.
And then me and my mum got evicted, and then we had to move into my grandma's, and so we were in Wat Tyler estate for like 8 years.
Oh, I've heard of Wat Tyler, yeah.
Yeah, and I loved Crouch End because it was like...
It's nice around there.
Now it's like super nice, but it is like, it got gentrified. I feel like it was like almost one of the first places that really started, like they got rid of the BT building,
yeah,
the phone boxes, the massage parlors, like all the like little local newsagents, they all started like getting rid of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was replaced by like, you know, Marks and Spencer's and a Waitrose and stuff like that.
Like the coffee shops and all that.
I ain't even gonna lie, like I love coffee. Like I proper am a coffee like
what coffee do you like?
Mine's an almond milk mocha.
Is that your favourite?
That's my coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like it really changed. But unfortunately, like the line of like poverty and then like middle class is like really close to each other there. So it feels really shit when you come out of like a like shitty estate and then onto like a really nice road with all
like
the Victorian houses and stuff. But
that's London though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is now, but that's what I mean is like then it wasn't even as severe, or maybe I was younger and like I didn't notice it as much, but it really changed. But I absolutely love North London like so much, and I really miss it.
Well, one of my favourite UK or London hip-hop groups are actually from North London. That's the Demon Boys.
Okay, yeah. What?
That's from Tottenham. And Shay, what kind of music was you listening to when you was growing up? Was it strictly hip-hop, or was you into a mixture of like sounds?
When you say growing up, like, do you mean like really young or like as a teenager?
Yeah, I suppose really your teenage years, because they was the probably important years, because otherwise you're probably listening to like God knows what when you're like a little kid. But yeah,
so like you're take that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But no, you're like early teenage years.
Yeah, I was always listening to like R&B and hip hop because of my older cousins, so I was like always around them, and that's what they were listening to. So most of the time my access to music was through them, driving around in their cars or being at their houses. I listened to like R&B and hip hop a lot as a teenager, and then when I started like almost like building my own kind of playlist of favorites, I think that's when I really got musical and started being like really picky with what I like. So like hip-hop wise, I was obsessed with Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah. That
East 1999 album, like I think I listened to it daily, like all the time.
It was on repeat. Yeah.
Properly. I loved Tupac. I used to listen to Onyx. I loved Shabazz the Disciple like a little bit. Probably when I was more like 19, like getting a bit older. But my main thing that I was listening to during like school and college and stuff was garage.
Oh, was you? I was into the garage scene.
Oh, I loved garage. Garage and grime was like, I would be going to a lot of grime events, and obviously at grime events they were playing garage and stuff as well. So
when did the grime music? Because I don't really know much about the grime. When did the grime music start kicking off? Like,
well, I was going on like Heat FM and like rapping with like a couple other MCs that was spitting. We were probably like 18 at the time. And going on loads of pirate stations and stuff. I was just going around with these other MCs. So for me, I was about 17, 18. And then I just really started, I loved grime, and I was writing chats to garage and grime because that's what the boys in my school were doing and at college. So I kind of almost was like, I want to do that, I can impress them and do that as well. But my cousin, DeVille, he was a sick rapper, and my other cousin AJ, he was like DJing garage sets at his house. So I had this kind of rap and garage grime on both sides from my cousin.
So you was like mixing it up.
Yeah, but then I slowly started getting really drawn to rap because I could really hear like the emotion and the expression in the music.
Was there like any MCs that were really inspiring you back then to get into the MC?
Like, well, one of them was my cousin, and I'm like, I can't believe he never like actually like went to do it professionally, but he could like freestyle for days, and like he would write such sick bars. So I would go home and want to write the sickest bars just so that when I saw him again I could spit them and like impress him. Like that was my thing. Like he was like my measurement of if I was good. Like if I got his approval, I'd be gassed. Yeah.
Is he still?
No, he doesn't do anything in the music scene. He just still raps, but nothing to do with the scene. Not like professionally.
You need to bring him out.
Oh man, he just won't. He will never do that. But I loved Miss Dynamite so much. Like for me, she was like, she stood out because she had a really good balance of like.
She was powerful as well.
She was so powerful. Like her presence was so strong. I loved what she was rapping about.
If Miss Dynamite ever watches this interview, I'd love to get you in the cab and interview you.
Yeah, Miss Dynamite getting a taxi.
Because I was a big fan of hers as well.
Yeah, she was amazing, and she was like, she had a good level of making like really catchy tracks, but talking so much realness on them, you know, because sometimes that gets lost. Like I even struggle with the balance of that myself, so I think she smacked it. I was obsessed with DWE. I literally wanted to be him. Like I was like, why don't I sound like DWE? So he was like my favorite MC.
And how about some of the US MCs?
Well, Shabazz the Disciple, he's like Sons of Man, so they were like Wu-Tang affiliates. I think he's one of the sickest storytellers. Like I loved him. I was obsessed with Eminem for a couple of years of my life. Like I even had a poster of him.
I mean, he's a great MC. You know, he's
that Marshall Mathers and the Slim Shady LP. Like I loved that. I proper thought he was sick. Did you like him?
I loved him when I watched 8 Mile and he done that battle at the end. I mean, you know, he went completely off on that, and that was that was really
but his
good to
tracks
see.
Like Rock Bottom, Role Model, like all those Guilty Conscious, and he had this track that went, I don't know why the world keeps turning round and round, but I wish it would stop and let me up right now. Like it's so fucking depressing, but he was so sick. Like I really liked him as well.
And his range in his MC style, like he could speed it up really quick, or he could go really slow and deep, and he could change his voice styles as well.
He was like, it was almost, he was a performer. He was like theatrical, you get me? Like he was really cool. I fucking love Tupac. I'd listen to him on a daily. And my favorite, like, I loved Lauryn Hill. Like that album was banging. And there was another female rapper called Mystic.
Yeah.
And she kind of like, she got massive for a while. She had an album called Cuts for Luck and Scars for Freedom. And even to this day, I really recommend that album. It's beautiful.
I'll have to check that album out.
It's such a good album, and I speak to her a lot on Twitter and stuff as well. She's dope. And I really liked Flowetry, who are from here as well. And Natalie Flowicist, I think she does a lot of spoken word stuff now. So it was 2 girls.
Shay, I was going to ask you very quickly about spoken word. What's the difference between like rapping and spoken word? Is it because they must be pretty similar?
Well, they are, I guess. I mean, obviously every boundary can be blurred with rap and spoken word. I think the most like when I'm like teaching a young person as such, if you're going to be really black and white about it, I guess I would say that spoken word is like a cappella.
I was going to say, you don't really hear spoken word people talking over a beat, do you?
No, I mean they do, but
Right.
usually rap is on a beat, spoken word is not. And then also in rap, usually like every word will rhyme, and with spoken word it doesn't always have to rhyme.
Right,
Like you could just be reading a poem and you're speaking the words. But you know, someone might argue that, oh no, but you can do spoken word over a beat, and of course spoken word can rhyme and stuff, but I guess that would be like the way of saying it, whereas rap has a rhythm that's very kind of structured and bars, and spoken word doesn't have that.
I
You
mean,
can
when I
just
was a
stop
kid,
and
I used to listen to the Last Poets,
yeah,
and
they're
the
so lovely.
last Poets were legendary.
Yeah, well they still are considered legends.
Yeah, oh, they're still there, of course.
Yeah.
They're timeless.
They're really, really dope.
And oh, did the
The light is...
How did you get your name, MC Shady?
So it's not MC, it's just Shady.
Just Shady.
Yeah.
Shady MC.
Just Shady, there's no MC.
Shady.
You added MC. I just left it.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna edit it.
That's okay.
So I'll take the MC bit out.
Okay.
So how'd you get your name Shady?
So there was like two angles of me getting my name. The first one was actually one of my girl cousins. She kept calling me Lady Shady because I liked Eminem a lot. And
Oh, what, after the Slim Shady bit?
yeah, she just like kept calling me Lady Shady for jokes. And like when I was writing my garage chats, it was really easy to be like Lady Shady kind of thing. And then because I wasn't telling a lot of people that I rapped, I was quite lay low and shy about it. People were like, oh my god, you're so shady about it, and it just kind of stuck. Like I don't even recall the full way that I got the name, but it was between that and then it kind of just stuck.
So it sort of merged between the two.
Yeah.
And is there you know, in the tracks you do and that, is there any kind of message that you're putting out there, or is it you just basically MCing about life situations?
Yeah, I feel like I think what happens is like with anyone, when you've watched a show or you've watched a film or you've listened to a song, people I guess listen to entertainment or something for different reasons. So someone might watch a horror film because they enjoy the adrenaline of when they're scared, or you know, someone goes to the theatre because they want to be moved by something, like, you know. And for me, I like listening to music where I'm partying, I'm raving and having a good time, and like I loved listening to grime because I like the childhood and upbringing I had a lot of anger issues. I was pretty like bad, like naughty in school and that, and I felt like the aggression that was inside me,
You wanted to turn it into a positive.
yeah, it was really captivated
Right.
through listening to grime. When I would write poetry when I was upset or I was trying to tell a story, or if I felt something was really unjust and not fair and I couldn't say it, I would go and write it. I would either write it as a story or write in my diary or write a poem or write lyrics. So for me, that's what hip hop was. Hip hop was like that friend you need to talk to vent, you know?
And it must have been a little bit like an escape as well.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Or it felt like if you wrote,
Like a release.
yeah, and if you wrote it, it was like you've put it out there, it's gone out, and actually if someone reads this or listens to it, maybe you've got to tell one person. It's like having like it stuck in your throat and you're dying to tell someone so you feel better. And for me, it was a bit like that initially, and then I don't know, like if I come across things and like it bothers me, or I feel like someone's getting bullied, or like someone's being victimized, or it's like a voice Like it's like when they say hip hop is like the voice of the voiceless. Like that's, for me, that's what it was. So when I'm writing my songs, usually I'm just writing about personal experience. Like my album has a lot of, not the songs, like main songs that I pushed out, but on the album there's a lot of songs that talk about my life and like my dad and my little sister and being like going through the eviction, or like any, like losing someone, breakups, like whatever those personal things are, they're there in my songs. But then the main ones I push out, I do like them to have a message, because I just feel like it's quite imbalanced from a feminine voice in hip hop. So it's almost like trying to balance out that energy. So if I got a track about domestic violence, or if I have a song that's talking about how I feel like mainstream music is like really like kind of exploiting the more impoverished people in our world, then I'm gonna like write a song about that, because I feel like it needs to be said. Or maybe someone who hasn't thought about it will think about it, and if someone agrees, then they can relate. So I just find it easier to write about that stuff. I just really struggle writing, I don't know, I guess like, you know, like there's some poets that, like Edgar Allan Poe would write really like dark horror stuff, or like there might be like an artist who's just wicked at writing party tracks. So I guess people just write what they feel inside, and for me it was that.
Shay, you know, as obviously being a female MC, I mean, do you like to be called an MC, or do you want to, because I know you don't like to be called MC Shady, so should I say like a lyricist?
Yeah, I honestly don't mind. If it's like MC, lyricist, rapper, hip-hop artist, like I really don't mind. I know some people are like really like iffy about it, like it's just not that deep. Like
I personally like FemC, so
I like FemC as well. It sounds old school.
I go with FemC, but as a FemC,
yeah.
What kind of barriers were there? Because obviously being an MC is quite very, very male-dominated scene. So was there any kind of barriers that you was that were held up to you, like to slow you down, or did you know how did you take it as being a female MC? I mean,
I think that
was it difficult?
Yeah, I mean, in some aspects, being a female who raps can work in your favor, unfortunately, because some people don't expect you to be good, or they think you're gonna sing, and then as soon as you start spitting, they're like, oh, actually she's quite sick, right, that sounds good. Like, so it's almost them having like low expectations, and then you kind of exceed that, which may not be positive, because someone shouldn't think that you're gonna sing or you're gonna be shit because you're a girl. So it has worked in the sense that some people have been impressed by it, but at the same time it's been really hard sometimes for people to take you seriously. Like, so many people will like kind of like want to just balance out their lineup because it seems like it's unequal, or like they're coming across like quite discriminatory.
Discriminating.
Yeah, but they're coming across discriminatory.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I wonder what, like, my brain's gone blank. But yeah, anyway, they're coming across like they're discriminating. And they just want to book you to balance out a lineup or something, and that's really shit. Because you just want someone to book you because they like your music. And like, especially in areas where the promoter is male, the club owner is male, the security guards are male, like all the other MCs on the lineup are male, and you're just kind of like, I don't know, sometimes it's a bit like, oh, where's like the other girls, like where's the feminine energy here? But then there's times where, you know, people have been really sweet and like really liked your music, and they've treated you like really respectfully and looked after you because you are a girl. Like, so like it depends. Like, I've had good and bad situations, like, you know. But I mean, also like a lot of, you know, sex sells, doesn't it? So if there's a lot of,
which is a shame, isn't it?
It is a shame, but obviously the capitalist world we're in and human nature and, you know, the whole entire entertainment, the entertainment industry is so male dominated, and it's like had male privilege from the beginning.
And that needs to change.
It does, and it is slowly, but everything is for like a man's pleasure, and everything caters to that. So obviously, if you're a female hip-hop artist, and whether you're a conscious artist or a party like music maker or storyteller or whatever, obviously if you're like half naked and making really sexual videos and like catering to the gender that's attracted to you, and you're catering to them, then obviously you get bigger and you sell more, and it's more controversial. But like, obviously that's not like who I am as a person anyway, so I wouldn't use that to like push music. But obviously there's MCs that do that, and it's sad that it's so run by men, and that's why it's like that. Because I assure you, if all the magazine editors and channel owners and, you know, tastemakers and decision makers were more women, that wouldn't be the case.
No, I'm totally with you on that, 100%.
Yeah.
And hopefully times will eventually change.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I have a 9-year-old sister, I have a 19-year-old brother and a 20-year-old sister, and there's some shit like I just would not let my little sister, who's 9, see when it comes to like certain music videos or certain hip-hop artists, because I just don't want her to think that she has to, until she has a choice and wants to decide. I just don't feel like she needs to think that she needs to bend over and twerk, or like she needs to have half of her clothes off, or she needs to really overthink what her appearance is and what she looks like in order to be successful. Someone can celebrate their beauty and their sexuality in any way they want, but I just don't want her to think that's the only way of being in order to be successful. And if every single mainstream video you're seeing is that's the kind of message you start, you know, gathering in your head, and I don't want to contribute to that.
No, I'm rightly so. So have you done any like battle rapping as well?
No, I haven't done any battle rapping. I think I'd be like the worst person at it. Number one, because I'm actually really not that great of thinking on the spot. Yeah. I know they write a lot of their battle raps, but also I think I'd just be so uncomfortable slewing someone so badly.
Well, and also, you know, like when I see things like sometimes in the battle rap they start taking the mickey out of like your mum or your dad.
I know.
And you know, if someone took the mickey out of like one of my family, I'd like probably end up lamping them one.
Trust me, I'm the same. Yeah, I'd be like, yo, listen, like this is getting too deep. I'm about to fly kick you in your jugular. Like, I can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not one for that.
And as a lyricist, what do you rep any other elements of hip hop? Have you tried graph? Have you tried?
Oh yeah, I used to like roll around with a spray can, and like I really love it. And like I write, like a lot of people when I do my merch and I send out my merch and stuff, like I tag, like that's my tag on my hat.
So that's one of your hats you're wearing now?
Yeah, that's my beanie.
And that's your little tag on the side?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a London Tube map in my boot. Do you mind sticking a tag on it after this interview?
Yeah, I've got a Sharpie on me always.
Well, I've got loads of Sharpies.
Sick, I'd love to do that. Yeah, I used to like tag, so my writing kind of looks like that. So when I write personal messages like to my fans or supporters or something, like I always tag them a personal message. And I like drawing. Like my mum is, well, she doesn't do it anymore, but she was an artist. She's really good at sketching and drawing and watercolor and stuff. So I always saw her draw, and I think she always used to give me pen and paper. I just always had pen and paper with me anywhere we went. So I just started like practicing and drawing and stuff. So even my t-shirts, like the girl on my t-shirt, like I drew that myself and stuff. So not this t-shirt.
Right. So I was looking.
My Adidas.
Yeah, no, I was looking for a little character there.
But yeah, like so I've tried graffiti, and I used to do a lot of bubble writing, and like in school, like all my graphics projects used to be on stuff like that. But I can only dance in a rave when I'm raving. I cannot do choreography and shit. I'm so bad at it.
And how about the beatbox? Have you done the beatbox?
I am so bad at beatboxing.
Right.
DJing, I kind of like, I was really like not that great at mixing, but actually over the past like 6 months I started practicing a little bit more,
And you got better.
and actually I'm not so bad at it, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But is that they give food to the homeless people?
They give food to the homeless
Bless
people. Right?
them.
Yeah.
Actually, my friend's soup kitchen is really near here.
Yeah.
And actually, if anyone's watching and they can volunteer any days of the week, the soup kitchen's in Tottenham Court Road.
Whereabouts on Tottenham Court Road? Do you know?
It's just near Good Street Station.
On the same side.
Yeah. And they're called Soup Kitchen London. And they feed like up to 100 people a day. It's amazing. And there's like 3-4 volunteers cooking, handing out the food and stuff, and they're always looking for people. So please go down.
Big respect to them. And also there's loads of black taxis in London that also help the homeless as well. We give them sleeping bags.
Oh, that's so nice.
Like hoodies and all that kind of stuff.
That's wicked, man.
So you have to definitely help the homeless.
Yeah, for sure.
I was going to say to you as well, what does hip hop mean to you? Is
I
it?
think hip hop means like freedom and being revolutionary within yourself. So I think like its foundations and almost like its spirit that it was born from was so DIY, so community based, bringing people together, bringing elements together, standing up against a system that was kind of isolating certain communities. And I think that spirit that it's born from was kind of like, well, you know what, fuck you, I'm still gonna do this. And that state of mind is being revolutionary. It's like a cycle, it's like life, like a life cycle. So I feel like if you for example, if you need to like get something and you really want it and you just sit there and think about manifesting it but you don't take any action, like it's not just gonna appear. And I feel like hip hop gives you that mindset of, oh, I really want something and I'm gonna be able to get it no matter what it takes, using my resources, building with the people around me, and I'm gonna be able to succeed and get that no matter what the struggles are, what the obstacles are, fuck it. Like, and I feel like that kind of strength and overcoming obstacles and stuff, that spirit to me is what hip hop embodies and what it's about. And I feel like people carry that in them. Like, you can't teach someone to be like that. It's kind of in your soul, like it's in your being. And
That's what a friend of mine, Colin from TNT Rocker, said. He says hip hop is within you.
yeah, like you are just it. Like you can't put a cap on to the side and just bust some like Adidas trainers and say, yo,
I'm
like,
hip hop.
You get me? Like it's not that. And I don't really think like these days anyone even thinks that, hopefully. But the real essence of it for me is this revolutionary state of mind. And that's like within yourself, in your daily cycles, being anti anything that might be holding you back, you know? And to me, that's what hip hop is.
That's a fantastic answer.
Oh, thanks.
In actual fact, I think that's the best answer I've had so far. So
Look at that.
I usually put that question to all my interviews, so that's well done. That's a fantastic
Thank you.
answer.
I was trying to like be honest, like as in Because it's a really good question.
Yeah, of course.
And it's sometimes it's asked so much that almost you don't really think about it and you just kind of just answer. But the way you asked, I kind of just really wanted to think about it. Probably.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. It was a fantastic answer.
Thanks.
Shay, also throughout your career, has there any been? I mean, so far, because obviously you're still really young, but is there any? Has there been any highlights so far? Or anything that's really kind of like stood out and sort of blown you away?
Definitely. I think a lot of things have stood out.
About like your first record or your first track?
Well, the album I released last year.
What was it called?
A Figure of Speech.
A Figure of Speech.
That was my first ever, that was my debut album. Before that, I had done an EP called Once Upon a City, and before that, I did a mixtape which was just rapping over like already made beats. That DJ Shorty mixed, which was dope, but they were just really small projects. And releasing that debut album really changed so much for me, man. Like, I've been grinding for time, but like having a solid body of work, it took me to Switzerland, it took me to Norway. I got to do Glastonbury, which was amazing, and I got.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got booked by Billy Bragg, who's like.
I had Billy Bragg in my cab.
No way!
I dropped him in Islington. Yeah, he's a top bloke.
Oh,
I was going to ask Billy for an interview, but because we was going on and I was chatting for so long, in the end I dropped him off. But yeah, he's a top. Billy Bragg's a top guy.
So Billy Bragg booked me to do left field stage at Glastonbury, which was sick, and it was my first ever time like to Glastonbury anyway. And then I got to go to Scotland and do my first headline show there. And they were amazing up there. I fucking love the Scottish hip hop scene. Like, it's so beautiful. Yeah. I went to Brighton. Like, it's been really nice. It took me to a lot of places, and
I want to get to Glasgow because I've got quite a lot of friends in Glasgow from within the hip hop connections up there.
Yeah,
Mr.
Glasgow was sick. Like, we went to Edinburgh with Breaking Convention, but my show was in Glasgow, and like big up Crown Sound and like everyone up there, man. They're sick. I got to go to Milan and perform with Boy George, so that was sick. I've got a house track with him, so I got to do that.
I remember because Boy George had a track, and there was this lady used to MC on his tracks called MC Kinky.
Yeah.
MC Kinky was like more kind of like.
I think I know this, or maybe I. She's
more like a toasting, like reggae style of.
Well, yeah, because he was like chatting, like he was like doing like the scats.
Was he really?
Stuff. Like when we were like in Milan, he was like showing us, like he's like the safest, most lovely, humble guy.
I'd love if Boy George ever watches this. I'd love to get you in my cab as well and have a chat because he's actually from my way as well. He grew up in Shooters Hill, which is in South East London.
Yeah.
So I'd love to chat to Boy George. Yeah, he was saying
that as well. Like he's proper safe. So I got to do that, and also like I was in a Red Bull documentary, leading to me saying that I feel like a really big part of my hip-hop career and experience is down to MC Angel and Lyrically Challenged, which is a movement that she created 6 years ago now, 7 years ago even, and it was celebrating women in hip-hop and the LGBT community and rude boys and gay people, and like everyone, like all mixed, people with pink hair, blue hair, glitter on their face, and then people with like caps and like tracksuit on, like all mixed in one venue, which was at Passing Clouds. And she created this amazing spoken word night, and then we joined and like we expanded it to like 2 floors of hip hop and poetry, and it was such a fucking incredible event. And unfortunately Passing Clouds got closed down, but MC Angel, like she taught me so much about like running events, about like stage presence. We used to be in an all-female hip-hop collective called LC Collective, and we got PRS funding to do a Women in Hip Hop album and event at Jazz Cafe. We sold it out. Sarah Love was our DJ.
Yeah, big up to Sarah Love.
Girls on Top crew, which are an all-female graffiti crew.
Yeah, I know some girl. Yeah.
It was just so sick, man. Like Bodicea dance crew, like they're all girls. They fucking smacked it. So I had like a whole like year of touring and stuff with them. Like we opened up for Asian Dub Foundation. We like headlined the Pride Festival stage. Like it was so sick, and that played a really massive part. That's another highlight of, I would say, like my career so far. So lyrically challenged and releasing my album has been amazing, and then like obviously I put on events and stuff like that, and that's been sick. But you know what, I know it might not seem like a big deal, but I think one of like the most things that makes me happy, that I feel like is a highlight, is the interaction I have with my supporters. Like I have like a closed Facebook group, for example, and people that are like really into like being part of the journey and supporting and stuff, they're on it, as well as like being on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. But like there's like this kind of like crew of people that like always share my stuff, they always come to shows, they're always buying my merch, like they're really supportive. And like all the messages I get from people saying like, oh, they were like gonna have an anxiety attack and then they listened to this song and like it made them feel better, or someone was getting bullied in school and she was messaging me saying that like she kept listening to my song on a daily and trying to find the strength to deal with it. Like those things, and I feel like that's probably with every artist, those messages are the ones that you're like, rah, this shit is real. And like if people didn't listen to my music and didn't buy my merch and didn't come to the shows, it would just be really spooky. Like it'd be like you're just standing there doing this to no one. Like, and it's such a weird thing, isn't it, really, when you think about it? I like say this a lot, but being a rapper, like being an artist, is a really weird thing. Like you must be really weird that you just want to stand somewhere on a raised platform and ask everyone to look at you and listen to you for half an hour. Like who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah.
Like, do you know, like it's so weird. Yeah. Like, so sometimes I almost feel like I have this out of body experience, and I'm like, Shay, you're just standing there and like you're just like reciting your words to these people, and then when you finish they clap for you and you're supposed to feel good, and like you actually don't really know much about these people. Like how selfish is that? That's so butters, this is weird. Like, and I have this really weird battle with myself about what it is. So I really try to interact and engage with them and get them involved. So
it's really important.
You know, like if I release merch, I'm like, what colour do you want? What do you want it to say? Or should I do this kind of beat or that? If I do a show, where do you want it to be? Like, I don't know, I feel like I have to involve them. Otherwise it just feels really arrogant and narcissistic. Like,
Alice, it's really good for you to do that and get involved, because some people wouldn't even be bothered about their fans.
Yeah, it's weird. When I hear about like these, like even in UK hip-hop, man, I hear about like really arrogant, weird artists, and I just don't get it. Like, everyone's a human being. Like, you just say words into a microphone. Like, it's not that deep. You're not like a surgeon and you're saving some kid's life who's got cancer. Like, you just stand on the stage and you rap. Like, okay, you get me? Like,
but in a way though, the way your music is actually helping people, and you could actually be saving lives.
Yeah,
have you thought about it like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I still kind of think it's different to like a surgeon like doing like brain surgery on like a child, you know. But anyway, I know there's levels to everything, but I just feel like, yeah, like as a highlight, I guess just having like fans and supporters. Big up to everyone who fucking shares my stuff and buys my stuff and comes to shows and listens to my music and follows my stuff. Like, I actually appreciate it so much.
I was going to say to you, is there like a positive message you can give to the younger generation?
I think from experience, I would say network and don't be shy, because that was one of my biggest obstacles ever. Like,
was you shy?
Yeah, like I'm a confident person, like I can speak and have conversations and stuff like that, but when it would come to like being at an event and going up and talking to people, I would feel really awkward. Like I wouldn't be so good at that. And then I realized with being with MC Angel and kind of being by her side and seeing how she did things, I saw how important it was Like being able to like make your opportunities happen it's in your own hands. It's your own responsibility. So be humble and be polite. Like you get really far with being kind, and my mum always said to me, like, just be kind. Like whatever you're doing, always think, would my mum be okay with this? So I always try and think that way as well. So
that's a great way to think.
You know, like if you want something, or if you want to reach out to someone, like don't be like over the top, don't be rude and stuff. Like you know what I would say to a lot of artists as well, yeah? I feel like so many people that want to do like music and stuff, I think they want to reach out to people that they probably through maybe social media or numbers or whatever it is, they feel like this person's doing really well and they're really successful, so they try and reach out to that person to help them or give them opportunities or give them feedback, etc. And actually, any level you're at, you're always trying to do that to the next level above you. And I think it's really important to recognize the space and place and experience you're at. So someone might be hollering at someone they feel like has a really big platform to offer them, but that person might be looking to holler at a really big magazine to feature them in, and that magazine might be trying to holler at a brand to sponsor them. So everyone's always trying to do better and to be more successful and to not take it so personally, because I know that a lot of artists go through depression and they feel really down on themselves. I feel like a lot of the older UK hip-hop artists feel really unappreciated and might feel a little bit resentful or bitter toward the success of other artists or younger artists or a different genre of artists, forgetting that they also paved the way for them, and actually in their time there might have been an artist before them that felt like that towards those guys, you know? And I just feel like it's really important just to celebrate each other and what everyone's done. Like there isn't space for only one person and one genre and one culture. You get me? There's a space for everyone. Like there's what is it, like 7? Reveal told me this the other day because we were talking about something, but I think there's something like 7.9 billion people on Earth.
Yeah.
That they've recorded anyway. But that's a lot of fucking people, you know? And like people can spread out and share fans and share supporters and share platforms, you know? And I just think my message would be just to accept the space you're in, be kind, be humble, and make opportunities happen for yourself, and they will come, but you need to take action. And if you keep doing the same fucking thing over and over and it's not working, then you need to think about something else. And this is all shit from experience that I'm talking about.
And never judge a book by its cover as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right, Shay, what have you got planned as well for the future? Because we're going to drop the freestyles in a minute. So,
okay.
Yeah, what you got planned for the future?
So, it's quite an exciting time right now because obviously I dropped a figure of speech. I toured that for like a year and a bit, and I'm now making my new project, which is called Human Rights, TBC, but for now it is called Human Rights, but as in rights. As in writing.
Yeah.
And I've recorded 6 of the tracks, and I'm really happy with all of them. It's quite a mixture. It's a bit of boom bap. There's a couple like hype, grimy / sounding things in it. And the plan is to finish Human Rights, to drop some music videos from it, drop a couple singles, and then release the album and do a massive. Not like massive, well massive, let's manifest that it's massive. Wembley Arena, no jokes. But we're gonna have a live album launch as I did for the other one. And my dream is to like tour Europe. Like I just really wanna go out there. Like I wanna go in other cities. Every time I've done something in a city I've not gone to, it just feels like that's what my soul is happy with. Like I want to be in a land that I wouldn't normally be in because hip hop got me there. So that's my plan. So if everyone watches this, follows me on Spotify, downloads an iTunes,
I was going to say, Shay, where can everybody basically find you? I mean, you know, like, what's your Twitter account and your Instagram?
Okay. Well, all my handles, all my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, like everything is Shay D Rap. So
SHAYD.
SHAYD Rap. So that's everything. My website is shaydmusic.com and it's got everything on it. My merch, my music, videos, everything. So if you go to shaydmusic.com, that's there. I run a monthly night in London called Word on the Street, and that's the first Wednesday of every month, and we have had amazing headliners. I've had like the sickest artists. It's a spoken word and hip hop night, but all the performances are a cappella, and then DJ Shorty drops stuff in between. Steve, you gotta come to the next one.
Whereabouts is that?
It's in Old Street.
Oh, it's in Old Street?
Yeah.
Wait, what, in a little club or?
It's below a restaurant called Boondocks. So we serve food and drink all night. So you can sit, eat and watch the show.
I'm definitely going to come along to one.
Sick.
Without a doubt.
So yeah, I'm on all of those, and I only kind of recently started using Spotify because a lot of people bought my stuff from my shop and like Bandcamp and stuff. But now I have been encouraged to use Spotify and iTunes. Obviously, my album was already on iTunes, but yeah, if everyone can like follow me on Spotify and iTunes, Apple Music, that would be dope. So yeah, that's everything.
That's brilliant. And Shay, the last thing I always ask people that I basically have a cab chat to in the back of my cab, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to, past and present? I know that obviously
past, that's a good one. What do you mean past?
People that, you know, have passed away or...
Okay. I was thinking mad deeply, you know, like past, like what? Like people that are dead, like from 500 years ago?
No, not that far back. just people that have been close to you, or...
I would love to send a big up to yourself for driving us around London.
You. No, it's been an honour, real honour.
I want to send a massive big up to MC Angel, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing a lot of the stuff that I do now. She has a book coming out as well, and I'm really proud of her, and I'm really grateful for her presence in my life, like doing music and doing events and stuff. DJ Shorty for loyally being with us in all situations and being a sick DJ. You can catch his show on Itch FM every Sunday, 6 to 8. I want to send a really massive big up to Breaking Convention and John ZD and Niche, Dave, Owen, Emma, Corinne, everyone who works there, because I've got to mix my passion of hip hop and youth work together for a really amazing festival and theatre, so I'm so grateful to be there as well. My best friends Vanessa and Joanna, they've supported me for a lot of stuff. My mum and my grandma, who literally raised me, my whole family, my dad, my siblings, everyone. And then to the artists that have come before and like paved the way for us, like definitely, like I said, like Chester P, like Rodney, Blades and all them guys, like they're like super sick, and I rate everything they did like for the hip hop scene as well. And I want to send a massive shout out to Tony Black. He's been like such a positive human being in my life. I've known him for a couple of years, but definitely for the past year, and has shown me such a different way of seeing things in life and my musical career. And
shout out to Tony. He's the guy that we spoke on the email, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, man, last but not least, every single person who listens to my music and shares it and buys my merch and, you know, has come to the live events, all the promoters who have booked me, like everyone, big up everyone.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. But Shay, listen, it's been an honour to chat to you. and I'm going to pull over now, and we're
Bless
gonna
you, you've probably been driving for ages.
we're gonna do something special. We're gonna
Where are we? Are we in? Wait, no, let me guess. Are we in Euston Square?
no, Lincoln Inn Fields, which
Is that
off.
near? Is it near Russell Square?
No, it's off Kingsway near Waterloo.
What? No way.
Yeah,
it
seriously.
proper looks like near SOAS.
Yeah, no, it does. But listen, let's pull over. Listen, I hope you've enjoyed this as well.
This
Have
is
you,
so cool. I've loved it. I've never done anything like this. I've definitely not been in a black taxi this long.
Well, you know, we could chat a lot longer, but obviously I've got to shoot back to work as well. But
Oh, bless you. I feel like I want to ask you some questions.
another time we do, mate. But listen, I'm going to pull over here and we're going to set up the speakers,
The live show.
the light show, and we're going to get the lasers, a smoke machine, and we're going to do a track. So let me just stop this.
This was requested by Steve.
That's right.
So this is why we're doing this one.
Live.
Big up.
Live and direct from the London UltraCab.
And big up Darius Chauvar. This was a collabo with him from Canada. Stick rapper, look him up. But yeah, okay, we'll get into it. Play the beat.
Yeah.
DJ Shady. Guys.
You ready?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel I can't breathe. Convinced in my mind like Shady. Believe. And it all manifests. But I buoyed off fam and I've left man a mess. I think about karma when it gets real quiet. Faces calm in my heart, there's a riot. Present didn't match what I saw in my visions. Itch in my mind, rash decisions. Had dinner with the devil but he didn't want dessert. Ran when I showed him heaven on earth. Was it worth it? All the hurting, dealing with my anger, never said that was perfect. Sick of hearing about these family feuds. They get too petty and I get too rude. Try to keep my family's head above water. Stepmom died and left me a daughter. Grind on the music, it helps me to think the only spirit that he's got is the one in his drink. Giving out crystals, lighting candles. Close the doors, I don't think I can handle. There's only so much good you can do. Proving them wrong when your feeling is true. Drop that ego, get more humble. Walking with my pride like a lion in a jungle. Why? Who am I? Who said you were wrong? Who said I was right? Why do we feel so desperate to try? Are we destined to live or we destined to die? Stuck to my gut, got out of a rut. Was it luck or the universe showing me love? Building an empire once upon a kingdom. Must be the Persian blood up in my system. Hey!
I need to get a few sirens.
Yeah, woo!
Is this next one like an exclusive?
This is an exclusive because I've just recorded it for the album. So I'll do like a verse from it and a little hook. And yeah, this is really exclusive. I actually shouldn't be releasing this.
So no one's really heard this yet?
No.
Oh, fantastic.
Apart from Chemo, who's mixing it.
Yeah.
But this is Tony Bones on production, who's such a sick producer, and he's actually 1/3 of Jungle Brown, who are a really sick collective.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna drop the beat and drop a verse, but you have to allow me. I'm reading it off my phone because I've just written and recorded it. Okay.
Listen, don't worry about that.
Don't judge me, man.
Don't worry about that.
Okay. All right. So let me play the beat. Okay. We got Tony Bones on the beat. Okay. Yo. People say I'm killing it, they're showing me love. Internally you see I'm fucked, cause I know that I'm not. I'm a stranger to my family, I'm listening enough. Haven't tried hard enough, ain't seen my sister for months. Send a quick little WhatsApp and I'm wishing them love, wishing them luck. What the fuck, the shit's got me like bruv, battling demons. With my words as my weapons. Insomnia got me wide awake, grappling heavens, rapping a sentence. Trying to just make sense of it all. Antisocial but upset that I've got no one to call. Don't ever want to hear but asking everyone to listen. How's it look when you are blinded by your vision? On a mission, just be wishing I got something to show. Terrified to my gut that I won't get to my goal. When you suspect of your circle over analyze hard, cause every time a blessing comes they all be looking like raw. You know who you are. Yeah, you have me close to quitting. All the spitting made me think that I was slipping. And what's the purpose? Who's deserving? Why you working so hard? Why you want it and who cares is the question to ask. Heart dark, feeling peak, losing hope as I speak. Words on every single beat, it's got me gritting my teeth. The world is on my back and she be stamping her feet. Tension wet all down my spine, why you ramping with me? It weren't supposed to be like this, no, it weren't supposed to be like this. It weren't supposed to be like this, no, it weren't supposed to be like this. It wasn't supposed to be like this, no, it wasn't supposed to be like this. But now that it be like this, yo, it is what it is. Ta-da!
Nice, nice. Do you know what the maddest thing is? I seem to have like, it feels like I've heard that before, which is
I had it on I did it live on Instagram, live on Facebook.
That's
for a
where
bit at the studio.
that's
like a short clip.
Was you doing a bit of
I was playing with the pitch.
Yeah, that's why I've heard it. That's why I've heard it.
There you go. So yeah.
No, Shay, thank you for doing that.
No, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Nah, listen, it's been an absolute honour having you in the cab.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
And I'll get this out on the social media stuff.
So did you ever rap?